This refugee status created the reality of Gaza. The reality of Gaza is one of the most brutal realities in the world. Poverty, despair. It's the breeding ground for all extreme movements or groups funded by Iran or funded even by Russia, funded by China. Anybody can just jump on the wave of human tragedy.
Have you ever wondered how corrupt leaders and foreign money fuel the Gaza conflict? The son of the man who created the founder of Hamas, Mosab Hasan Yousef, is here to speak with Aaron Milan exactly about that. People speculate about where this plays a role into the conflict. He's going to tell you and break it down exactly how this man's father created Hamas, the most talked about group arguably in the world right now. I'm the other Barak, coming to you live and direct here from Melbourne, Australia. If you are brand new to this channel, welcome. It would mean the world to me if you could press that subscribe button. It really helps the growth of this channel. We put out a lot of volume here, pumping out 3 to 4 videos a day. So you want to make sure you press that bell icon so you are always up to date with what is going on. Let's get in.
It sounds to me like the only option here for any kind of enduring peace in the Middle East, not just for Israelis, but for children born into Gaza, who you say are innocent. The only innocents in Gaza, the only people you can't suspect of terrorism are the children. Hamas must be destroyed, but how do you do that? Because this doesn't seem to be the way.
Look, Gaza is a breeding ground. This is what Gaza is all about. The UNRWA, funded by Arab oil money for almost 50 years and more, they kept the refugee status. This refugee status created the reality of Gaza. The reality of Gaza is one of the most brutal realities in the world. Poverty, despair. It's the breeding ground for all extreme movements or groups funded by Iran or funded even by Russia, funded by China. Anybody can just jump on the wave of human tragedy. Take, for example, when Gazans were allowed at some point to come to our town, which I'm from the West Bank, it's about 100 miles away. I never been to Gaza prior to the October 7 war. But when the Gazans came to our town, which is a Christian town, within weeks, we start hearing for the first time in our town rape stories, violence, looting, all type of chaos. The people of Ramallah, the people of the West Bank simply said, we don't want Gazans coming here at all. And we kicked them out. And the Palestinian Authority did not allow Gazans to come. What I saw on October 7 was not just a surprise for me. I know the nature when people live in despair like this, and this is not Israel's fault. It's the fault of the United Nations that kept people in darkness and kept and gave the advantage to so many terrorist entities, especially the Islamic Republic of Iran, to take advantage of such despair and to keep Israel on the edge and to keep this breeding ground to manufacture terrorism and violence. So and they succeeded somehow. And now everybody, including the United Nations, blame Israel instead of saying it was our fault to keep the UNRWA and keeping the refugee status for 5 generations, where we created a situation where 20 people are sleeping in the same room with no hope, drowning in despair and poverty, while the Hamas leaders in Doha became billionaires, and the Palestinian Authority leaders also became billionaires, taking advantage and exploiting the tragedy of Gaza. And today we are in the same position, where the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer, and everybody would expect that peace is going to happen on its own. This is why I said from the beginning, and especially after October 7, I would never even consider the option that after October 7 and what we saw, that we must end the breeding ground, evacuate everybody. This is a humanitarian evacuation. Then after that, burn the nest. This is the correct strategy. President Trump understands this. And this is why, from the beginning, when he came to office, he said that I want to relocate the entire population of Gaza. It's not because he wanted to take revenge from the Gazans, because he wanted to end the breeding ground. Now, things got complicated as he advanced in his government and in his presidency, because the world is not as simple as that. And now the Arab oil money is trying to basically influence the American foreign policy. And this is their financial jihad. This is what they've been demonstrating. And I am afraid that if President Trump would try to please everybody, the Saudi Arabians, the Palestinians, the Israelis, the Americans, the Republicans, the mob on the street, then he may fail to bring peace to the Middle East, and his administration may eventually fail. So this is very, very dangerous gamble. And I think humanitarian evacuation, of course, many are going to come and accuse anybody who's involved, including myself, of ethnic cleansing against the Palestinians. But I don't care about their opinion. We cannot allow this situation to go for eternity. Enough is enough. October 7 was the countdown for Gaza. And if it wasn't for the global outrage that did not want to acknowledge the use of human shields and acknowledge Israel's right to exist, fueled by Muslim hatred around the globe, and people start believing, that Israel is committing genocide. Instead of helping Israel, they stumbled Israel. They functioned as an obstacle in Israel's way to get rid of Hamas. And they encouraged Hamas, and they gave Hamas a lifeline. When Hamas looked at the global outrage, they start to believe that they are winning. And this is how we got here. So we must find a solution to this problem. We cannot allow this refugee camp that was supposed to be dismantled 70 years ago to continue forever. And if Gaza to be rebuilt, it must be rebuilt, but not by the standards of Middle Easterners, not by the standards of Palestinians. Palestinians don't know how to build. Palestinians don't know how to give. All they know how to just receive, how to take donations, where the corrupt leadership takes all the money, all the aid, and the people will continue to be in poverty and despair. This is the game. The equation, blood for money. This is what it is. Whenever they run out of funds, they start sacrificing civilians by putting them in harm's way, by weaponizing them for global pity. This is the entire Palestinian game. This type of people who I cannot trust with their own children. How can I trust them with statehood? Then, Europe came to the picture and they rewarded Palestinians. Even though they don't have a legitimate leadership, they don't agree on one agenda, they don't have constitution, they don't have a moral compass, they cannot be trusted with their own children. And Western leaders, they just came and said, okay, we recognize a Palestinian state. What does that even mean? You recognize a Palestinian state, you're basically legitimizing Palestinian barbarism. And in the meantime, delegitimizing the only democracy in the Middle East.
Yeah.
How in the world this is going to solve the Middle East problem and end the war? I don't understand.
He had a really important piece there towards the end of that video where he said, as soon as they start running out, they have to refuel their ammo. And when they refuel their ammo, they are leveraging human beings, because the ammunition, the fuel, the necessary ingredient, the oxygen that allows them to breathe, allows this refugee camp, allows this octopus, allows this entire tentacle to be able to breathe and operate its way, both locally in the Middle East and internationally abroad. to operate all of its arms and axes. And I know that they are a proxy of Iran, but Hamas itself has created its own octopus, if you really think about it. It's created its own octopus. There is a fucking Hamas office in Cape Town, South Africa. The way that they need to continue to fuel is leveraging their own people, because the videos of the tragedies of women and children and kids getting killed, getting caught under buildings, that is fuel for the international community to say, you have my permission to just fucking do whatever you want to these people called Israelis. That is the green light that it starts on the bottom to your local person at home, all the way up to the United Nations, creating more people to be fueled in the bottom to rise up, which is exactly what Hamas's goal is. And in order for this mechanism to continue to work, they need ammo. Their ammo are their own people. Their own people are what they're sacrificing. This is why we say they use them as human shields. It's right in front of you. This is Middle Eastern radical Islamist strategy for terrorism that, if you ask me, has been crafted beautifully because it's working. Do you get it now? Thank you so much. Here's a note from me. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.